right, so thanks for coming to the skills workshop. I'm Andrea. I'm the founder of the studio, but also my husband and I run the studio, as well as our amazing coaches over here. And today we're going to work on mobility. So let's talk a little bit about what mobility is, because it's not just stretching. Because if you're too loosey-goosey and you don't have any strength, that's a problem, right? We hear about people that are hypermobile. Hypermobile is not good because you tend to pull apart your body and you're not strong enough to endure life, right? So we have a class here called Strength Endurance, and you have to be strong enough to endure, right? If you're not strong enough to do stuff, it makes life hard. So we want to be strong and stable, but we also want to be mobile and strong. The synergy of mobility, being able to move the ways our body is meant to move, and to be strong while we're doing that so it doesn't pull us apart. So let's talk a little bit about why we do this. And I'll hold this up to you, Tara, because you're at home, when I finish drawing the picture, okay? So we have in our body what are called fascial slings. And around our muscles, think of it as like you go to the store and you're like, I want to make pork loin tonight. And you get the pork loin and it's shrink wrapped in plastic, right? So our muscles are shrink wrapped in fascia. So each muscle we have has the side of it, which is tendon and ligament, turns into the belly of the muscle, turns into tendon and ligament that attaches to the bone somewhere, right? And that fascial sling, it goes around your whole body. And if your muscles, if the fascia gets stuck, then the muscles don't move. So if you want to run, be athletic, and the sling of your body is too tight, you're not able to access the range of motion that you need, right? So we're talking about fascial slings. I'm just going to draw a body. And they're going to have big old strange arms and claw hands. And they're going to be kind of short-legged. Sorry, I ran. Okay. They've got nice white shoulders. Okay. All right. So when we're talking about these order of mobility and stability, certain things in our body are supposed to be mobile and strong. I'm going to preface this by saying that if we're talking about stable and mobile, both of those you have to add strong to. Okay? You can't be so stable you can't move, right? You can't be so mobile that you're so mobile that you can't actually hold your stance or your form when you're doing the thing that we want you to do. Does that make sense? So it's always mobile and strong. So if we're looking at this, there's an order from the ground up of what is mobile and what is stable. Okay? So let's talk about your feet. Are your feet supposed to be mobile or stable? Mobile. What about your ankle? Because remember, it's mobile and strong. You have more joints in your feet than anywhere else in your body. And if your feet become, let's say, clogs, guess how much your movement up the chain works for you? Not very well. Okay? What about your ankles? Mobile or stable? Mobile and strong. What about your knees? Mobile or stable? Stable. Stab. What about your hips? Mobile. Good job. Mobile and strong. What about your low back? From here to here. Stable, correct. Stab. What about your thoracic spine, which goes from basically the back of your neck to my thumb, from here to here, this side. Mobile or stable? Mobile. What about your neck? Mobile or stable? Mobile. Mobile. You can't like turn your head to look to, to like back up your car. That's why we have all the beepers now, right? Back. What about your shoulders? Mobile. Mobile. Yep. Mobile. Shoulders are also the most oddball body part we have because you think it's in a socket, but it's basically just this little cup that is holding into, right? It's not a socket, it's a cup. So you have all these muscles, tendons, ligaments to help you hold your shoulders in the right place. So we want to be careful with them, obviously. Elbows, mobile or stable? Stable. Stab. Wrists, mobile or stable? Mobile, thank you. Hands, mobile or stable? Mobile. Okay, so what happens if your feet don't move very well? Something up the chain has to become mobile in its place. Okay, so if your feet and your ankles are stiff, something up here is going to change place and do the job of the thing it's supposed to do. So that's why you've heard, probably read articles about all these young adolescent girls who play soccer who are blowing their ACLs out, blowing their knees out, because they've been like specialized in soccer and they don't have the movement capacity to move well. So what happens is they're locked into tight shoes. They don't work on being strong enough to endure, and they get tight here. And soccer players are typically super tight hips, so their knees become mobile, and so they blow their ACLs out, right? So something up the chain will occur. What happens if your hips are tight and you don't have the range of motion for your hips that you need? Something's going to go. So it's going to be your low back, maybe your knees, maybe your ankles, maybe your shoulder, right? Just depends. So this is the reason why, thank you. This is the reason why working on appropriate mobility and stability in the different parts of our body, why it works, the reason why you work on it so far. Okay? So I'm going to put this aside. There's this huge list. This is like this is just the smallest list ever. I'm going to try to hit some important things in this list. I don't think we're going to have time to get through all of it, but we're going to start working through all of this stuff and this month because it's Mobility May at the studio. Should it always be Mobility May? Yes, it should be because you should work on things, but it can be very, I don't know, like overwhelming because look at this huge freaking list. This is just a drop in the bucket. So I wanted to go start with the things that are going to give you the most payback. And then we'll try to go upper body, lower body, lower body, go back and forth so that we can give you a few things to work on. And then we'll be bringing more of these things into the classes. And then hopefully you'll be able to do some of these things at home and get inspired. Because the idea is not, okay, I want to spend an hour every day working on mobility, although that would be great. We need you to train too. So we need to do enough to get what we want. Okay. So let's start with a test and retest. Okay. So everyone stand up. We're going to put our feet together and we're going to do a forward fold. Okay. So we're going to hinge. You're going to look at your belly button. Keep your legs straight. Let's see if we can touch our toes. I cannot. I'm still a good person. All right. We're going to bend our knees and come up. Okay, let's do it one more time. Reach. That's our forward fold. Okay. I want to see, can you do it again? Because I wasn't watching.
Oh.
Good. Okay, cool. All right. The next thing is a rotation. Okay, so feet together. Good. We're going to rotate slowly to one side. Keep your feet flat. See how far you go. And the other direction. Excellent. Cool. Staying feet together, because when we do these tests, you always need to have your feet be in the same position. Arm is straight. Raise your arm overhead and assess to where it feels tight and sticky. You want to keep your elbow straight, Libby. Good. And back down. Good. So if we come up like this, that's different than this. You want to keep the elbow straight. Let's come out to the side. Come all the way up. Mine gets tight right about there. Good. Let's do the other arm. You can kind of look and see where it's at and how it feels, right? But do try to keep elbow straight. Cool. So we did forward fold. We did toe touch. We did rotation. Let's do body weight swap. So feet can be in any position you want. And we're just going to swap. Cool. It feels how it feels. Maybe it feels great. Maybe it feels stiff. Maybe it feels tight. Okay. All right. Because we started from the bottom up, we're going to start from the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to demo this for you guys. And this is going to be, and I'm going to let you know ahead of time. This is not helpful. There's a lot of stuff we do here at the studio where it's like no training with pain or discomfort. This will be uncomfortable for you. Okay. Libby, you'll need to take your shoes off. Okay. So gather around, come in close so you can see. I'm going to be in this position here. And I want you to watch my feet. You have to be over here so my feet. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to try my best to get my whole ball of foot on the floor. I'm going to raise up and I'm going to roll over my toes. Put my knee. My hands are going to go forwards. I'm going to tuck my toes. Roll over my toes. You don't even have to go forward, repeat this. Go back. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do this with my toes. Each toe has as many joints as your fingers. And we're trying to get that to move. So let's just stand for a second and see how it feels, okay? We're going to stand. We're going to roll up to the ball of our foot. Go on to tippy toes and roll over joint by joint onto the top. And then roll back. Roll to the top. Roll back. And it could be cricky cracky. It could be very uncomfortable. You want to try to get every joint of every toe to move. Okay, shake it out. Now, let's be on the floor. This is called snail, by the way. Hands on the floor, tuck your toes. We're going to come up, roll over. Put your knees down. Woo! Hurts the cricky crackies. All right, let's roll back. The more you weight your hands, the less weight will be on your toes. Does that make sense? So lean forward if you need a little more help. Let's roll over. Roll back. Roll over. Roll back. 2 more times. I just started sweating. How about you? Roll over. We're not even doing anything. Roll back. 1 more time. Roll over. Roll back. Good. Let's stand up. Woo! All right.
Really long toes. It all comes up on your big toe.
It kind of does, but yours aren't that long. I've seen longer. I've seen a lot of feet. All right, so let's shake it out. All right, let's do our toe touch. Ready? Feet together. Fold. Oh, hands on the floor. Woo! And your knees come up. Did anybody get better or worse? Better. Better. Did anybody get worse? You got a little worse.
Yeah, worse.
Got a little worse. Okay. Let's do rotation. About the same for me. Anybody get better or worse?
Good.
Okay, that looks better for you. Same, better, same.
Okay, better.
One size better. Good. Let's do shoulders. Oh, that's better. Better or worse? One better, one size better. Okay, let's do body weight squat. Better or worse? Worse. All right, so what does it mean when things get better or worse? So the thing we're testing is the last thing we did, which was this toe thing in Bajiggy, okay? So it made some things better for some people, some things worse for some people, some things better all the way across the board for some people, some things stayed the same for some people. So this is information for you as an athlete. You guys are all athletes, because you're in here moving your bodies. That whatever drill we're doing made a difference. If it made a difference for whatever, that's a big change. If it's worse, then maybe it's not the day for that thing. But maybe your toe touch got worse, but your rotation got better. You're doing get-ups. Maybe that's a good one to start with. But if you test and retest, you're going to know how your body is accepting this information. Does that make sense? So we're going to try to be doing a little bit more testing and retesting in classes too at the beginning and the end. If the instructor forgets, just remind them. It's all good. All right, so let's do standing feet and ankle. So I'm going to cross my legs. Put the top of my foot on the floor like this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to bend. If you need something to hang on to, find a friend or something, or a wall or something. I'm going to bend this back knee. And I'm going to drive my foot into the floor. I should feel a stretch on the front of my foot. Yes, no? Yeah. We're going to pulse into it and come back up. Pulse into it and come back up. Pulse. John, you feeling it? Yes, no? No? Bring your foot out to the side a little more. You feel it there at the top of your foot? Yeah, cool. Good. We'll switch feet. You might feel it in your hip. You might try to put this a little further that way. Yes, no? Yeah. Good. Shake it out. We're going to do another version. It's behind. So it's here. So if you're a runner, these are really important for you. I'm going to push the top of my foot in the floor and I'm going to act like I'm dragging it forward, but I'm going to keep it there. So I'm going to pull, pull, pull. Good. Switch. Pull, pull. You're opening up the top of the foot. Tight, huh? Very. Yeah. So this is something to work on the regular to get those toes feel more flexible for you. Good, shake it out. All right, let's do our toe touch. Here we go, full. Better, worse?
Better.
Better.
Noticeably worse.
Noticeably worse? All right, well, maybe not today, though, but hey, let's do rotation. And arms. I always find for me that toe touch and rotate and toe touch and arm shoulders are the ones that give you the most information about how my body is. Cool. All right. So isn't that interesting how you can just work on your feet and then stuff happens? Cool. All right. So let's work into, we did our feet. Let's work on some standing neck drills to go back to the top. Okay. So we're going to widen our stance. And I want you to put your hands on your chest. Okay. And I want you to pull the skin down. Push in and pull. You should feel pull straight down. You should feel a little tiny stretch here in the front of your neck. Yes, no? Yes. Okay. So I want you to imagine your elbows and your armpits are driving to the floor. You feel a little stretch? Yes, no? Okay. So now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you take your chin to the ceiling. And you should feel a nice big stretch in the front of your neck. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so watch me for a second. So when you do this, I want you to be like a gaping maw fish, you know, like the fish girl. Or a bulldog, right? So as I'm pulling down, I want you to take your jaw, try to push it to ceiling to create more stretch. As we're doing this, okay? So we're pulling down, push to the ceiling. Do you feel it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to slightly rotate our heads. And we're going to tilt. And we're going to pull down more on this side. And we're going to try to take our jaw this way. So you should be able to feel this whole fascial line and these tendons and ligaments get nice and stretchy. Yes, no? Do the jaw. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do the other side. So slight rotation, little head tilt, pull. Get that jaw up there. Find the stretch. 2, 3. All right. Check it out. So, if you spend time driving a desk, this one's for you. Like, you can do this seated in a chair. So huge. So let's try our shoulders. Let's do shoulders. See what happens. That's better. Better, worse? Better. You're like, whoa! Let's do toe touch. Still okay for me. Good. Cool, right? All right, very good. Neck, feet. All right. So let's go down to, let's bop back down to quads. Okay, everyone's going to need a pad. And as we go around, we need to make sure, check for pelvic tilts, appropriate pelvic tilts.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a little cushion for your knee, Tara. And you can keep yourself unmuted if you want, because it's just you. Okay, so hip flexors. Our hip flexors basically are a fascial sling that starts at the kneecap, goes all the way up our quads, and there's a couple different types of quads. You got your inside, middle, and outside. It comes up inside your hip bone, behind your internal organs, and hooks into your low back here. Okay, so when people are really tight, and I'm sure you've seen this person walking like this. Usually they tend to be older people who walk kind of bent over because their front chin is so tight that they can't actually stack their hips. So they're so tight, and maybe they don't want to look at the floor, so they flare their back, so they're walking on their back like this. Right? And that just hurts my low back. So now you're working, you're hanging off your hamstrings and your low back. So getting up is important, especially if you run. And there's some runners in here. If you don't have enough split stance difference and being able to be long enough here, you can't push because you're actually pushing off of your low back, not your pushing through your frame, if that makes sense. And that actually works for walking. If you've ever gone out for a long walk and your back kind of gets a little tight afterwards, that's the reason why. It's tight in the front. Okay, so this is going to work like this. This is a rhythmic stretch. Okay, that's why we're able to do this in classes and before classes and after classes, because it's a synchronized moving active mobility stretch. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to get in my lunge position, and I want my front leg to be out kind of just beyond verticals. Okay, I'm going to demo for you first, so make sure you can see me. If you need to move so you can see me, please do. Let's work on being on train tracks. Okay, so I need to look at my back leg and make sure it is parallel to my front leg. If you're feeling kind of wobbly, you can get a kettlebell up here to help, okay? I'm going to hinge back just a tiny bit and tuck my tailbone. I also need to make sure my hips are facing forward like the lights of a car, facing forward. I'm going to tuck my tailbone, then I'm going to get tall. And if you do that, you'll probably start to feel the stretch, okay? I'm going to keep my tailbone tucked. I'm going to put my hands behind my back so I can feel and keep the tuck. Then I'm going to exhale, ha, ha, so I push forward. As long as you can keep your glute on your tailbone tucked, that's what we're looking for, okay? So it's a rhythmic, forward, backwards, retuck, forward, backwards, retuck. Let's do about 5 to 10 of these, okay? And I want anybody who is not feeling it in here to raise their hand so we can come help set you up better. Here. You should feel it somewhere in here. Maybe down further.
Feel it more like here.
Okay.
That part is just very nice.
Yes. How's that?
Yeah.
Go tuck the pelvis. Nope. Roll over, tuck the pelvis.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Now get tall. Now push up. Thank you.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I want to talk about this. Okay.
All right. Let's switch legs. You may not have much range. For example, I work on this all the time. Here's how far I can get if I'm keeping everything in mind. That's it. But I can let go all the way down. But I'm not stretching the thing we need to stretch. Does that make sense? So we need to keep our hips facing forward, tuck tailbone, push into it. It's our first version. Everyone feeling it, yes or no? Yes? Good? Okay. Switch legs if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, if I go too far, yeah, I don't feel it.
Bring your front leg forward towards me. Okay. Tuck your tailbone, like yeah, let's do a crunch on the front. Yeah. If you don't tuck your tailbone, if you don't have a posterior pelvic tilt, which means tuck under, right? If you don't keep the posterior pelvic tilt, you will not get the stretch that we need.
Did your glutes be tight or should they?
Yes, tight glutes, that tight, yeah. Now.
But is it supposed to say my right one?
Good, all right, retest. Test whatever things seem appropriate to you. I like I said, forward fold and shoulders. Come up this way. Better or worse?
Better.
Okay, make sure you keep together. And what a nice shirt you have on. All right, cool. There's a couple ways to add some core activation into these stretches, okay? So I'm going to show you a couple versions and then you can try them. The first one, just join me here. You're just going to put your opposite hand to your knee or your thigh. I'm going to push against myself. My leg is pushing in, my arm is resisting. Do you feel this get tight? Yes or no? Good. So now we're going to tuck. We're going to exhale and push as we're going into that. Okay? So you might feel a little more different, right? Try not to bend. Try to keep your chest up tall as you push forward. Try tall chest. You can also put your other hand on your low back so you can make sure you keep that tuck. Let's do 3, switch. Tuck, push. When you go into a stretch, you want to use the pneumomuscular reflex to your advantage. So we're gonna ha. Okay, so ha. Even though parts of your body are staying tight, we're gonna ha our way into things. Tailbone tucked under. So go back further. Tuck under. There you go. Hold that as you go. Good? All right, that's one version. Next version is this. And just so you know, your back foot can be pointed or tucked, whatever's comfortable for you, doesn't matter. We just need to make sure that we're not like this, that we're on train tracks. Your same side, leg and arm are going to be in line, okay? Once again, your front foot needs to come out. Yeah, that goes under your knee. There you go. You had a little backwards there. All right. So straight arm, stay square. So shoulder square to the front. So you need to bring your foot in. All right. So this hip needs to come forward. Rotate, move forward. Yeah. All right. We're going to push in and push out. So you should feel action happening in here. Yes, no? Okay. This arm's going to go over your head. Tuck your tailbone, push, and then reach. And then come back, tuck tailbone, push, push, ha, and reach. Should feel it more up here, maybe a little bit, possibly. Good, one more time, push, exhale. Good, switch. Beautifully, doing good, you guys. How you doing, Tara? Excellent. All right, so train tracks. Really getting set up correctly on this is important. Good. You gotta bring your hips back more. More. There you go. Start from stacked. Push, push. Get square shoulders to the front. Tuck your tailbone, arm up. Good. Push. And then reach. Good. Good. Push. Exhale. Ha. And reach. Good. One more time. Push, push. Ha. Come out nice and slow. Take it out. Pick a couple of tests and retest. Hillary doesn't like that.
Oh, my whole left side on that last one
Was just like,
it's like,
what made your rotation better that we've done so far?
into the feet.
Okay, do a foot one. See if you can fix it. All right, so we did quads. Now we're going to go into a shoulder stretch. Okay. Let's see if Hillary's foot thing fixed you. Do your rotation. Let's see. Better. Good. So if you know there's things that make you better, even if you did something that made you worse, you can just go back to the thing that made you better to recalibrate your neurological connection piece with that. So that's a nice easy fix. Everyone's got a reset drill that typically works really well for them. So if you can figure out what that is, that can be super helpful for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch. There's two ways to make shoulders more mobile, right? One is opening your chest because everybody is so sort of flexed and curled in, right? With all the things we do up here in front. And then the other one is the other way, which is to stretch the back of the shoulder. We're going to start with that, okay? So I want you to watch me first. I'm going to get on the floor. And I'm going to put my hands together. And where this hand is where my shoulder's going to flex. Sorry. Two hands together. Where this hand is where my shoulder is going to go. Okay, so I have to keep an eye on this. I'm going to reach through. Put my shoulder on the floor. I'm going to put my hand on my hand or my arm or the floor. And I'm going to try to push my shoulders to be vertical. So I'm pushing myself this way and sitting my butt back. So I'm trying to stack my shoulders. We're going to hold for a 5 count, and then we're going to relax. We're going to push. Hold for a 5 count, and relax. Okay? Ready? All right, so wide stance, legs, hands together underneath. Let's do we're going to put our left shoulder where our right hand is. So keep an eye where you have your right hand. Move your right hand out of the way. Slide your arm under and put your shoulder on the floor. Andrew, can you help Kathy Zamberlin? Yeah. You got it. Reach all the way under. Put your hand on your hand. Push your shoulders vertical. Should be a nice big old stretch in a lot of different places. Now, as you're pushing yourself vertical, resist and try to turn yourself back the direction it came from. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Push yourself a little further. Now try to go back, but resist yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Push yourself a little more. Tight, tight, tight. Push, resist. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push yourself a little more. Let's come out nice and slow. Okay. So when I say push, push, push. Okay, so I've got my arm under, right? And I'm pushing myself vertical. And as I'm pushing, I want to try to go back. So I create more tension. So I'm pushing myself this way. But then I'm going to try to use my body to come back to create a little more tension and then relax and you'll gain a little more. Does that make sense? Okay.
Is that a stretch of the shoulders then, or more than one at a time?
The answer is yes.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. So wide legs, hands together. You're going to put your right shoulder where your left hand is. So keep an eye on where that is and reach all the way down. Try to get your shoulder on the floor. Hand over hand. We're going to push yourself vertical. And try to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Stand for the left. Wide does it wide legs? Knees wide you can tell. Good. Here we go. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Lower further. Good. Push. Try to go back. Tight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And push. All right. One up. Let's shake it out. Let's stand up. Retest. Actually, we just did a thoracic stretch. It might affect your shoulders, but let's see. Let's see what happened. Do your test. Forward fold, shoulders, rotation. Job. Let me get your feet together. Okay, better, worse, different, hard.
Oh, touch came back, great.
Okay, cool. All right, so thoracic. Our thoracic spine needs to be mobile. So this was a shoulder plus thoracic. Now we're going to go pure shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to be on the floor on my belly. I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to be sort of, here's straight up and down. Here's 90 degrees, about 45. I'm going to go ahead and lay on my shoulder. And I'm going to try to get this shoulder to go to the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push myself up ever so slightly with this arm. Now, when I say push, I mean like tiny push, like 10% effort, very little push. Because you can strain things easily, okay? So we're going to be here. You can relax your head, on your arm, whatever. I'm going to do a little push against the ground, slightly pushing my whole arm into the floor. Inhale. I'm going to reach a little bit more. Tiny push. What's the push? I'm pushing my arm into the floor. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Not crazy, just a little bit. Okay? So everyone get in the position? It can be wherever it needs to be. You can reach further that direction. Yeah. Some of you guys have a long way to go to get the other shoulder towards the floor. Yeah. Can you go more diagonals? So you might be here. You want to be about 45. So you're way up here. Try to get across your body. Come up further. There you go. Hand on your hand. And then you're going to try to move this way. There you go. Good. Straight on. Good. Some of you guys are way down. Sarah, you're going to work on trying to get your shoulders to go up. Relax, relax, relax. It's probably really tight for some people, not so much for others. A few pushes and a few relaxes, a few pushes, a few relaxes, and we're going to switch sides. When you come out of it, all I want you to do is roll your body this way and switch sides. All right, so we're going to, once again, 45 degrees. Lean into it, relax, push yourself away from the ground a little bit, relax into it. Push a little bit, relax into it. Our focus on the floor. They can be, maybe. They should be eventually. When you come out, just roll the other direction. Come out. We'll get up and shake it out a little bit. Feel very okay?
No. In order to stay up like that, I will go back.
Just decided to admit this
So
stuff.
I need to find a way.
We'll find a way. Yeah. You can do this on a wall.
Yeah.
Just shake it out. Do shoulders. Kyle, this way. There you go. Better, worse? All right. Cool.
Are those tests except for the squat all together?
All feet together, yes. Oh, yes. When we're doing our test, retest thing, why do we have our feet together? Does anybody know? So we're always testing the same thing. Because stance can change everything. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to test something to see if it's like sort of getting the most empirical data out of your own body, the sensations, then you always want to set up the same exact way every single time. So if you're doing your shoulders here and you step wide, that's different. So we want to make sure that if you do your toe touch, it's always here. And it's much easier to set yourself up with your feet together than it is, okay, 10 inches apart all the time, right? Who's going to measure that? So just do the same thing every time. Cool? All right. So let's do the opposite, which would be, let's do our rotation away from the shoulder to get more stretch here. Okay? So what that's going to look like is we're going to be on the floor again. I'm going to put my arm out here, and I'm going to roll this way. I'm going to use this hand to push. And I can push this to the ground a little bit. Inhale. And this is very stretchy on the front of your shoulder. Go gently. We're using our limbs, our lower limbs, to leverage this position on the floor. Be gentle. Let's start with our right arm out. Right arm out. You're going to look to your left. You're going to push your left arm on the ground like a push-up. You're going to roll your left leg over your body and reach it towards your right hand. Is it a stretch? Yes or no? Okay. I want you to take your right hand, push it gently straight down to the floor. Your full arm. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Try to get a tiny bit more stretch. Tiny. You guys, tiny. Push your arm straight down to the ground. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. A little bit tiny more. Push down gently. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Good. Let's switch the other side. Left arm goes out all the way. Right arm is in push-up position. You're going to look to your right side. Right leg goes over. And right leg reaches towards your left hand. Your head is going to be off the ground. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to try to get that nice stretch down my arm and my chest. Push into the floor with my left arm. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Ah. Try to go a little further. Shoulders away from ears. There's no shrugging. Push down on the floor. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Ha. 1, 2, 3. Push and inhale and ha. A little bit more. Good. Come out nice and slow. Come up. Jamie, okay on this? The other one. Not so good yet. Yeah, I was gonna say this one is better for you, not the other one. Shake it out. Test shoulders. Woo! Better?
Left side.
Left side. It looks better on the right. I don't know if it feels that way.
Not as good as the left.
Yeah.
That one actually feel hard to move.
It can, right? Better, worse? Interesting? Okay, cool. All right, so that's a shoulder plus thoracic as well. It's kind of nice. All right, so we did, so our upper body, let's go back down to lower body. Let's do some hamstrings. So everyone's gonna need this and a slider. One slider, something for your knee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
I don't know my shoulder on that last one, but yes. Yeah.
We're gonna have to start to gather up all the blocks, because I think for the next thing. And maybe even low boxes. Okay, so I'm gonna have my knees on the pad. And then I'm going to have a heel in the middle of the slider. Okay. Now, we need to keep a nice big open chest. So if we do cat, punchy turtle, cow, we want to do cow position. So you can put your hands on your hips and push your elbows behind your body. Okay. So that's going to keep this chest wide. What we're going to do is we're going to push our leg out, lock your knee, bring it back in. Is that tight, Kyle? Yeah. Good. All right. So if you feel nothing with that, because you're like, my hamstrings are so limber, cool. Set your butt back down and hinge, and then go out. And you'll get a little bit more. Okay. Doesn't matter. So you get lower, you're gonna have to point your toes. If you need support, you might be given a yoga block or something to help you keep upright. We're gonna do 10 on the right, 10 on the left. You can use the bench right there. Where do I do this? Hold on. Hinge, the more you hinge, the more stretch you're gonna get. But if you go into cat position, it's gonna take the stretch off. So you need to stick your tailbone out, stick your butt in the air, keep your big chest.
Does it matter if your railroad tracks are slightly off the side?
I would say no.
That's fine.
Thank you.
You don't feel like
I don't think. Laughing with you, not it. Nice. Good. Yeah, this will be a good one for you for the running. Yeah. So far, so good?
That's fine.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you're just working on stability right there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 10 on each side. Try to bow. Big proud chest. Like you're in front of the Queen of England. And you're doing a nice, wonderful bow. And your beautiful Three Musketeers hat with the feather is flourishing up behind you. Larry, try not to lean your hip forward when you do this. So you want to, no, Larry, stay stacked. You're going out and in. Yes, but wide chest. Cool? All right, let's get up and retest when you're done with your 10 and 10. Ricky, woo! Looks good. That's better.
This one I like.
Yeah. Okay. Ready for the next one? I want you to watch me first. You need to be very careful. When we're doing these strength stretches, okay, there's a thing that happens. It's called the stretch reflex. You probably felt it a little bit, like you're stretching something and your body goes, oh, it's too far, and it kind of grabs, right? We need to stay this side of that, okay? Don't jump off from the cliff and be like, oh, I'm going to just rip and tear, right? This is not where we want to rip and tear. I want you to stay just this side of that reflex, okay? You will need to support yourself, chances are. I'm going to demo, and then we'll arrange for, like, for instance, you might need a couple of yoga blocks or a box to help support you in this, okay? So I'm going to start in a double knee position, okay? Then I'm going to bring one foot up in the lunge. This is a half kneeling position. If I take this leg all the way out to the side, this is open half kneeling, okay? I want to be diagonal, 45 degrees diagonal. So over here, okay? I'm going to straighten my leg. This is a half split, okay? So I'm going to use my hands on the floor. I'm going to walk myself out, okay? I want your tailbone to tuck, and I want you to get this glute on the backside if you can. It's going to be a stretch in the front, and then we're just going to wiggle our leg out, okay? It's going to pull in here. We're going to floss it a little bit, and then we're going to push sideways into this, okay? Now, if that's too deep, then you get some yoga blocks up here to help you stay up where you need to be, okay? The goal is to, eventually one day, get your hoo-ha on the floor, okay? But not necessary. What we're doing is we're flossing the tendons and ligaments up through this side and the hamstring attachment, and we're getting front train lengthening on the front if you can keep your butt on. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's start. We're going to be in our half kneeling position. Right? We're going to open to 45 degrees. We're going to go ahead and put our hands on the floor or yoga blocks. It's going to be toes to nose. Scoop your heel out. Push your heel forward and sink into it. Okay? Stay up on your hands. Stay up. Stay up. Yeah. We're going to go in and out. Try to move from your hip. Big wide chest. Try to squeeze your back butt. I'm going to shift from side to side. Push yourself. Try to push yourself diagonally the other direction. Yeah, trying. In and out. A couple more. I'm shifting to my left. If I'm using my right leg, I'm shifting to my left. If my left leg is front, I'm shifting to my right. Big chest, big chest. When you come out of it, bring that leg back around. Let's just do a couple rocking motions here. We're going to set up with our other leg out in the diagonal. Long leg. It's going to shift forward. Even when you move forward, you're still keeping that 45. My body is this way, my leg's out there. Yep. Now we're going to do a little in and out. And rocking towards the front. Rocking the other direction. Rock away from your long leg. And a couple more ankle turns or leg turns. And come on out. Woo!
So when we do the roadkill leg flossing, is this about the leg, the benefits about the same?
Different, totally different.
Okay,
Process.
that's different.
Totally. Get up, shake it out. This should make your shoulders feel really good, surprisingly enough. Yes, no?
Okay.
Yeah. Good? Cool. All right. So let's do a shoulder. So we just did hips and sort of front chain and back chain and this chain and all the gruesome stuff down below. Let's go back up to shoulders again. And let's work on they're called windshield wipers. And looks like we're working lower body, but you're actually activating upper body. Okay, so I'm going to demo from this direction so you can see. And let me take this off. So it's a little easier to see. All right, so let's all start by putting our arms out straight like this. And I want you to open your hands to the ceiling. And when you do that, do you feel your armpits a little bit more? Yeah? Okay. So I want you to sink your armpits to the floor. And that feeling I need you to have stay on when we're on the ground. Okay? So it's going to look like this. Be on the floor. I'm going to put the yoga block in between my knees, like this or like this. Either way is fine. My arm's going to be out straight. And I need my femur, my thighs. This is 90 degrees. I need them to be just inside 90 degrees. Okay? If you bend your knees, it's easier. If you straighten your legs, it's harder. Okay? So I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. Palms up. If I rotate my lower body this way, I want my palm down. Now if I'm rotating my body this way, it's this shoulder I'm trying to shrug into the ground. So I'm going to rotate this way. Palm is up. I'm going to anti-shrug. I'm going to push my armpit into the floor, and I'm going to rotate slowly this way. Now, as soon as I feel it get light on the ground, popping up, I need to slowly come back. Yeah. So I'm not going to come back really fast using momentum. This is very, very slow control. So I'm going to go down, anti-shrug. I should feel my armpit actually cramping a little bit. And then as soon as it gets light, I come back nice and slow. You can exhale as you come back. And I'm going to switch sides. Now I'm concentrating on this shoulder, squeezing the yoga block. I'm trying to get my knees to go to this hand. Squeeze it on the floor when it starts to feel a little light. Come back nice and slow. Okay? We're going to do 10 rotations. Okay? Now, if you cannot feel your armpit, and this is your lat, latissimus dorsi, the big muscle on the back of your shoulder, and your serratus anterior back there. If you don't feel that cramping into the floor, please yell, and we'll come over and give you some feedback to help. Okay? And so legs up, palms up. Pick a side, whatever direction she's rotating to, your palm is down. You're rotating away, palm is up, head is on the floor, and you're moving very slowly, Stan. Very slowly. Very slowly. And you're keeping your knees close to your chest. If this is too easy for you, Stan, straighten your legs. Okay, that's too far. Anti-shrug. Keep shoulders away from your ears. You're not feeling anything. Bring your knees up. Oh, excuse me. Feel better? Yeah. This is not, you're not going to use your power breathing. You're not going to hiss. You're not going to hold your breath. You need to on the way down and on the way up.
Still okay?
Good,
move it.
Yeah, that's really good. How's it going, you guys? Yeah, this is a great one. Nice. You feeling stuff? Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at that. One second.
Oh, yeah, no. And they had said, oh,
Especially. Okay, if you guys are done, get up and retest. None of this laying about. What is this?
Well, falling asleep.
And you do your shoulders. Come up. There you go. Good. Good job with the feet together, you guys. Good job. Okay. Better, worse? All right. So this is called tactical frog.
You laugh now.
I know. I'm laughing to that anticipation.
All right. So I'm gonna demo for you guys. You might need to get some of those little pads under your knees, potentially, okay? This is huge for opening up your hips. Huge, 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 okay? And you need to go into it carefully, but there's a few things to pay attention to while you're doing it, okay? So I'm gonna be on the floor like this, get to where you can see. Can you see me okay, Tara? I'll demo it from 2 different positions, okay? So I'm wide knees. I'm gonna put my elbows on the floor, okay? My lower limbs, my shins are going to be parallel and my feet out, okay? Because that looks like a frog, no? Okay, yeah, okay. So we can do cat and cow. I want neither, I want neutral, okay? So rib to hip stays together. I need to be able to, I'm imagining I have 2 walls on either side of my knees and I'm trying to spread my pelvis this way. I'm trying to open my hips out this side. I want to create space in my hip joints going to the side. For some of you guys, it's going to be really hard and like, should I be doing this? Right? We have to start somewhere. And for some of you, it's going to be like, what are you talking about? This is so cool and easy. Like, whatever. There's a spectrum, okay? So we're going to be here. Then I'm going to pull as far forward as I can. And then I'm going to push as far back as I can without changing my back shape. And each time I'm going to try to push my knees wider as I pull forward and pull back. And this is as far as I can go back. That's just it. So I'm going to go forward and back. We'll work on that a little bit and then we'll do stage 2. Okay? All right, so get on the floor. Let's be in your frog stand. Come forward, please. Into the gap here. Try to use the... Good. So, coaches, we need to make sure legs are parallel. So push your out to the. Well, there you go. Okay, toes are out first.
Toes are out.
Correct. First. Go and slip. Slip. So yeah, so you're saying go toward your. In my hand. Ready? Let's spin. How's that? That's good. far forward as you can. As far forward.
Yeah, this distance. So you're not just going to do that. There you go. Go for it. There you go. Feel the difference? Yeah.
So you're very mobile here. It's actually, I want that to see as you're going forward now, okay? So not tough down there, just neutral here.
Nice. That looks really good.
Good. Good. We want to try to get your heels on the floor. There you go. Good. Doing okay, Jamie? Yes. Bring this in tons of it. There you go. Good, good, good. Nice, you guys. Good. Okay. Very nice. Okay. That's our first round. Okay, what's the second round? So get to where you can see me. Tara, you doing okay? Okay, so I might have to walk my arms back and forth to be able to be in the right position to do the crying. Okay, not crying. Crying. Okay, so if I'm trying to stretch this way, I'm going to pry this way. If I'm trying to stretch this way, I'm always prying 90 degrees across what I'm stretching. Okay, so if I'm here on the floor and I'm going back and forth, I'm going to add in as I go forward. I'm going to put this hip on the ground. This heel comes up. This hip goes into the floor. I'm going to push my heel as far that way as I can, pushing into the ground and getting my glute on. Then I'm going to come back and pry the other direction. Pushing hip into the floor, I'm actually pushing into the ground. Glute goes on, heel goes that way. Push back, pry. Push back, pry. And what you'll find is you'll be able to push back more and more, or you'll be able to gain more movement in what we're doing. And remember, the goal is to go back and forth, pushing hip in the ground, but also wide. So we'll create space this way. So you're trying to push your knees apart like you're pushing the walls apart. Make sense? Let's give it a shot. You're gonna go. Which way are you going?
I was gonna try to.
Okay, so you're gonna go forward. Move your elbows forward more. More. This hip goes to the floor. Push this to the ground. Don't this is like off the bed with me. Push this to the ground. Good. Now go back. Go back all the way. Go back all the way. Good. And then do the other side. Good. Bend this a little more. You come up, bend this one. And squeeze your butt, push it down. Push more. Come on, Sarah. Push. Oh, okay, good. Good. We want this whole front part to be pushed into the ground. In the ground. Cramp your glutes. John, work on this. Stay neutral. There you go. Yep. Good. Captain Everyone, good job. Did you do it? Yeah. You're like, yeah. If you're done, you'll do 10. So 5 on each side, alternating. Just stand, bring your elbows forward. There you go. What's this called? This is called the prying tactical frog. Prying tactical frog. Or tactical frog with prying.
Why is it so tactical?
Why is it so tactical? I'll show you why. I mean, seriously, when you get up and retest, I'll show you why. All right, retest. Jennifer, you okay? You're like, oh. Anything better? We'll see. That looks nice. That's better. That's better. Good. It helps shoulders, doesn't it? So, interestingly enough, the opposing joint to your shoulders are your hips. So if your hips are tight, shoulders are tight. Just how it works. Okay, so this is called the tactical frog because guess what? If you're trying to crawl, right, this is the movement. If you can't crawl under your car, you're stuck. If you can't, if you're actually a first responder or out there fighting our wars, if you have to crawl with your apparatus of death under barbed wire or stuff,
And you got tight hips.
and you got tight hips, it's not gonna work. So this is why it's called the tactical frog. I mean, it has actual practical relevance. If you have to crawl under something or get out from under something, you have to do this movement. So it is a very practical, doesn't have to be your first responder, or it could be, you gotta get under your bed to get something to roll under your bed.
Yeah.
As simple as that, right? Can you get in and get out without hurting yourself? Well, this is why we do this stuff, because mobility is life, you know, movement is life.
Dogs need their balls.
The what? The dogs need their balls. The kitty needs their catnip toy. Actually, they should be able to get it themselves. The cats and the dogs, right? All right. So let's see, we have a little bit of time left. So let's see, we did lower body. We can go back to upper body. Let's do some upper body rotations. We're gonna do rib pulls, okay? Gonna use your yoga block. And let me show you first how it's gonna work. Usually we use foam rollers, but I think because we have yoga blocks, we can do that, okay? We're gonna start like this. I'm gonna start in a sideline position, okay? I'm gonna put my knee on the yoga block, and maybe it needs to be here for me actually. So I want my hips to be stacked. I'm gonna bring my knee above 90 degrees, and I'm gonna hold on to it with my hand. Now this needs to stay here. I'm gonna grab my rib cage like I'm hugging myself. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna squeeze my butt on this leg. I'm gonna exhale with a ha, and I'm gonna pull my rib cage open. I'm gonna look at the ceiling. Head goes on the floor. And I'm gonna try to get the shoulder to the ground. So what I can do is I'm all the way out here. I can try to return, but not let myself, right? So I'm gonna stay out here. I'm gonna tight, 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 tight. Inhale. Relax a little more. Then I'm gonna close and open. Ha. Return. Try to return. Get tight. Inhale. Relax. If I can get my shoulders, I can get this more than I should reach my. Right. I'm gonna try to anti-shrug, reach this direction. Close. Rotate the whole rib cage. Reach for the ground. Okay. Might take you a while to get from here. Okay. We'll do 10 one way, switch 10 the other. Cool? All right, begin. Knee stays on the foam pad, yoga block, but it does not move. Your lower body is on the ground. Bring your knee up higher. Higher. As high as you can get it. There you go. There you go. Now you're going to hold on with your lower arm. Lower arm holds leg. Lower arm holds knee. Straight. Straight leg, bent leg. Straight leg, butt is tight. Here. Close. And I'm gonna pop you down, go to this, so actually just move this way. So it's a lot. Ten rotations. Go back.
I just don't think.
Close like that. One, two, three, inhale. And. What's it so long? So that's all.
Particular foot.
Grab your ribs. Down, three. Five. Back. Relax it. Inhale.
Gotta keep.
So, release and what you want. Noise, you guys. You've got all the apparatus. You're finding, threading a path
Yes.
in there.
Go to the other side.
Yeah, after you've done 10, just run on over to the side. Hold it straight. Pretty good. See, now this one's tight. There you go. Let me bring this up. That should be the first time. Nice. If you're done with the 10, get up and retest. My phone right here. Whatever. This is the perfect music for this. When you're done, get up and retest. Yes. Yeah, you don't want that to come, you don't want to change position on the bottom half. This is the upper half over bottom half. We're gonna get to the floor yet. You're almost there. Good job. Ron, better, worse?
Better.
Better, nice.
Almost. Right, not so.
Good. All right. We have two more things, and then we'll do a group picture, and everyone's gonna look all mobile. And then we'll call it a day. You guys can go out and get some. All right. We're gonna do Beyonce. I'll pretend to be Beyonce, and we're gonna do the thing. Right? Okay, so stance that looks and feels comfortable for you. Okay. We're gonna forward fold, and you're gonna look to your belly button. Arms are gonna hang, head is gonna hang totally loose. Then I want you to do the Beyonce thing. And I want you to inhale and exhale. And sing. Inhale and exhale and sing. Knees are bending and straightening. Inhale, exhale, sing. Then I want you to bend both knees. I want you to grab around your legs. Grab your hands. And I want you to try to pull up. Moving, create tension. Then Beyonce again. Go. Inhale, hold spell C. Grab behind your knees and push. And pull. And then Beyonce. Bit and bend your knees. One up. Woo! Shake it out. Let's try your forward fold. Here we go. Go. Better, worse? Better.
Oh, you're looking great there.
Fine.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right, all right. So the last thing we're gonna do is called the thoracic 3. We're gonna be doing it in class. It's a bunch. It's a test, but it's also a mobility drill too. Okay, it does everything. So even if you just do this before you train, it's gonna help you train a little better. Okay, so let me demonstrate first. We're gonna start in a L position, so just watch me first. Make sure you can see me. I'm going to bring my knee to the floor, and I'm just going to peg it into the ground. My hips are not stacked. I'm at a slight angle, totally fine. What I don't want is I don't want my knee to move, okay? So once you're here, everything's stacked, then knee comes to the floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push out. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to go do it on the other side. Okay? Once again, I just roll over, I stack, put my knee on the floor, and I go for it. Okay? Then, the next thing I do, I go back to the other side. Stack. Then I'm going to open the book. As soon as my knee comes off the ground, I've got butt. Close it. Eyes follow hand. Reach, look. As far as you can. Some people will get their hold. I'll bet Ricky is going to go all the way to the floor. I've seen it. Could happen. I'm far away. Then you're going to do the other side, right? Our last one is going to be do the other side, come back, and you're going to see that there's a difference between side and side. Okay. Then I'm going to take my fingers, 2 fingers, and I'm going to turn them over. Fingers to fingers. I'm going to trace and watch. This is as far as I can get, which is actually better than the small thing.
Yeah. It's okay to bend your elbow.
Totally fine. Fingers stay in contact with the ground. If you want to be here, it's not going to help you. Whatever. Just keep your hands on the ground, elbow in bend. We're going to do 3 times. This butt is tight. This knee stays on the floor. As soon as your fingers come off, you've gone as far as you can go, come back. Then do the other side. Okay, so this is called the thoracic 3. So everyone start on the right side, right side T or L or whatever that is. That's an L. Right side. Legs are straight. Right side. Leg comes on the floor. Good. We're gonna reach out. 1, 2. Reach as far as you can and assess how far you can go. Good. We're going to switch to the other side. Stack. Knee comes up. On the ground. Other leg is straight. Reach. 1, 2. You're reaching that way. Reaching as far that way as you can. But don't hit the wall. Reach as far as you can. Good. 3. Good. Go to the other side. Stack yourself up. This is the book opener. Let's put our knee on the floor. And we're going to open all the way up. Open all the way up. Look at you, almost to the ground. Good. Close and open 3 times. Shoulders stay away from ears. Knee stays on the floor. As soon as the knee gets light, I'm on back. Good. All right. Switch to the other side. Get stacked. Knee goes on the ground. Other leg is straight. Open up. Open up. Good job. Very nice, you guys. Then we're gonna trace our fingers. So 2 fingers, turn your hand over. And trace on the ground all the way up. Watch your hand. Watch your hand. Nice. Once you've done 3, look at you go. Look at that.
There it goes. Oh, it almost touched me.
Ricky goes all the way around. Keep going, Ricky. Go, Ricky.
Try to watch your fingers.
Watch the fingers all the way around. Back it again. Get over around.
You want to around up there?
On the right, go left, shoulder on. Which is the interest, just like, would be an end all the time, was it a message? Send that should be.
All right, get up and retest.
There you go.
Get there.
Oh,
How you started?
Huh?
Where were you today?
yes. Yeah, he was like 16 inches away from the car. So, will these things stick? Maybe. Do you have to work on your literacy for your mobility? Yes, you do. It's like practicing language. You have to do it to get better at it. Just like with kettlebell skills, we have to do it to get better at it. These things are sort of just the language of life. If you want to move well in the world and be resilient and stronger as we age and not break in the process, we have to work on this stuff. So think of it as just you're learning a new language. That's all it is. Or you're relearning it because most of us had it some point in the past. We're having to regain it in different ways so we can move forward better. Good job, you guys. Well done. So what I would like us to do is I would like us to organize ourselves under the TV so we can take a group picture. I'm going to pin Tara up to the top there so we can all get a picture. There. So everyone stand here looking this way.
All right.
Angel, can you take our picture, please?
Sure.
All right, everyone arrange yourselves. People need to kneel in the front.
You want to- Thanks, Mariah.
All right, everyone get in there. Angel, just get in there. All right, some people kneel in the front. We're gonna do a thumbs up. If you can see me, I can see you. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Well done. Have a fantastic day.
Guys,
Of course, yes.
I, yeah, I need to be that's part of it.
See you later.
Especially like, I mean, I.
There's an adult and I love how.
When do you feel it the most?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, or back pain.
Yes.
Something.
It's my